And it's recording. Okay, check it up, back it up, and action. Assalamu alaikum, people. Today, this is Farhan Hussain, and welcoming you all to yet another episode of Yap It Up. This is the third episode of the channel, और आज आप लोग को लग रहा होगा कि मोहसिन कहाँ पर है और the other co-host of the show where he is at currently right now. So who are you? The background story. As you all know, the topic for today is also going to be in the context as well, so keep that in mind. Apart from that, दिन कैसे शुरू हुआ? It started with I think it was like last night we planned this thing to release an episode, and so he was okay with it apparently, and we agreed to do the second episode. We were thinking of bringing a guest with us, but turns out that guest was unavailable, or he couldn't get the time to attend this yapped up. So he's not there today, or neither is Mohsin because I texted him in the morning, or he actually texted me in the morning, saying when do you want to do the main podcast thing. I was like, let's try it in the morning after Fajr or something like that. And so we prayed Fajr. I had breakfast and all that. And so he texted. He's like, "Do you want to do it afternoon?" I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm available at that time. So he's like, you know what? You can do a solo episode on it since it's anyways the topic. I cannot discuss much on it, and I'll pretty much just have to listen to you yapping about it. So here I am going to yap about a topic which I am very much been not, I wouldn't say depressed, but like very disappointed with within the past few days, like 2 days or so. As you all know, okay, before starting the episode, I forgot. If a disclaimer, if any of the background noise is being heard or something like that, please do not mind it for today, as I am in a very unusual environment and there can be noises that happen. As everyone is sleeping in my room, not in my room, sorry, as everyone is sleeping in my house. They've all been busy from work, they came back, they're, sleeping, it's off day for them. So I couldn't use any one of the rooms to use this episode for. So, yes, so, yeah, starting off with, as I mentioned, I think in the first episode or the second episode, that I'm a Real Madrid fan. Yes, Real Madrid fan, Madridistas, a la Madridina de más. And as we all know, all the Madridistas out there, uh, we got knocked out from the Champions League quarterfinal against Arsenal. Second leg, again, because first leg was pretty embarrassing. Well, technically we were away, and Declan Rice's two free kicks were out of the world, I would say. So kudos to him for that. And you know, this is the background. Before I go into the background of the club, and when I started or how I started, and what was the first match I watched, or etc. etc. The funny thing is, before the second leg, the morning I was unable to sleep at all, and I was just like, excited, but at the same time terrified for the match, because you know it's a very very huge comeback we have to do. We were 3 goals down, didn't score a single goal in the first leg, and we had to make a 3 goal comeback, which was, in my opinion, it was not going to be that easy, I would say. So, but still, there was this belief that I had. Okay, I like me and Mohsen mentioned a few times over the last few episodes. The first 2 episodes, if you all didn't watch it, go check it out before you've seen this. We mentioned about bad luck, Panoti, and all of that, and how me and him are the biggest Panoti in cricket sports or any sports, matter of fact. So I didn't feel like it would affect football, but it actually did because in the morning I was watching so many edits about Real Madrid making a comeback, about Real Madrid tweeting they're gonna make a comeback. 90 minutes long in the Bernabeu, all of them are mentioning all of that and all that stuff. And so I had this confidence. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Madrid might come back and we might make a historic comeback at this stage because this we've never come back from 3 goals down in the history, and well, it turns out we have not done that, and we are not doing that anytime soon. But still, I had this hope and belief that Madrid will come back if we score in the first leg, if Arsenal does not park a UFO or park the bus in the second half or something like that, and then pretty much Madrid can pass through. But the disappointment of Madristas, the disappointment on our faces, Hala Madrid in the end, but still, um, there was this sort of disappointment all over because it felt like we weren't even trying. It felt like they weren't even trying at all. The players they didn't show intent. The only one player, if I'm telling you, if only one player was being a player on that pitch, that was Thibaut Courtois, and he was saving goals. He was defending pretty well. He was not letting Arsenal pass through. Meanwhile, Real Madrid's defense, being shit as hell, were doing nothing, and I repeat, nothing on the pitch. We have Bellingham who ghosted the game. We have Rodrigo who ghosted the game. He's Mr. UCL apparently underrated, and he just disappeared in that game. We have Alaba, the famous left back of the squad who came back from injury after a year almost, and bro is performing like he doesn't know how to play football. He just forgot how to play football all of a sudden. Lucas Vasquez, okay, I'll give a fair argument. He kind of did perform well. Those who say he didn't perform well, I don't think he watched the match properly. So, and who else is there? Mbappe, well, Mbappe goes as well. I guess you could say that. Vinny Jr. on the other hand, yep, he may have scored one goal, but that was a lucky goal. I think Saliba just gave it to him. He's like, yeah, take a free goal. You might as well just have it. Otherwise, an embarrassing clean sheet we're just gonna get at the Bernabeu. So that happened, and I would say most of the players they did not perform at all. They did not show intent on the field. They did not show passion, no aggression, nothing. It felt like they were acting as if they were 3-0 up, but in reality they were 3-0 down, and they had to come back. They had to show that attack. But no, I don't think that was there. And to maybe counterattack this argument, we could say, fine, it was a tough day. It was an odd day, the players couldn't perform or anything, bad luck, tough days. Before we go into that, I want to just know the people who watched last night's match, the Europa League of Man United against Olympic Lyon. How the hell, okay, they came back being, I'm pretty sure, I don't know, four goals down on aggregate, something like that they were. And they came back in the most, I don't know, in the way we expected Real Madrid to come back, but they didn't come back, and Man United came back and qualified for the semis. How did a wash Man United, who's currently on, I think, 15th or 14th in the Premier League, almost about to be relegated from the season, and no one expects them to do anything. The players are speaking nonsense, etc., etc. The manager Ruben Amorim, he's saying they want to win the Premier League or something like that. They want to qualify for the Champions League next season, which they can qualify if they win the Europa League this season. A team like that, which no one had hoped for, they came back in their own home ground in Old Trafford, and they showed the world what a true remontada is. And I'm not saying Madrid hasn't performed that over the years. We have witnessed Man City 2022 comeback. We have witnessed Bayern 2024 comeback. We have witnessed, you know, uh, we have witnessed 2017 comeback. We have witnessed 2016 comeback. All of that over the years, we have done the comeback, and against Arsenal, it was a big stage, and all the Arsenal fans who were trolling saying Madrid has never beat Arsenal in the Champions League, which was twice, and they have never conceded a goal. That was the fire we needed. That was the hope we needed. That was the ignition of spark that the Madrid players needed to score the goal and qualify for the semis. But no, there was just no intent at all in that matter of fact. And honestly, the only reason I'm unhappy is because they lost without showing up an effort. Okay, if you showed some effort, I don't think none of us would have been this damaged. That it doesn't feel like Real Madrid is playing. It feels like some washed up Man United was playing, and in Man United, a prime Real Madrid was playing for them, where they did a remontada and they qualified for the semis. Unlike us, who just sat and gave them two extra more goals in the second leg, and lost to them at the Bernabeu, which is meant to be the place for the comebacks we have performed. But this entire season, the Bernabeu isn't Bernabeu. We got thrashed 4-0 by Barca. We got thrashed by Valencia in the crucial La Liga title race. We got thrashed by Espanyol. We got thrashed by, I'm pretty sure, Villarreal also. I'm not sure if Villarreal got thrashed by one of them. I think Getafe or someone like that. We got thrashed by them. At this point, the Bernabeu is not Bernabeu. It's just um rename the stadium at this point, because the Bernabeu we knew was a place of miracles, as Peter Drury said in that comeback against Man City. 2 minutes, 2 goals. Rodrigo performing miracles. Real Madrid, the team of dreams. They said that was the moment I felt it could have been a second position. Like if Real Madrid had came back against Arsenal on that night in the second leg at the Bernabeu, I felt like that would have been the top comeback of all time for Real Madrid. But nope. Apparently, it feels like the Man City comeback is still on top, and it's tough luck. I'll just say, but a pretty embarrassing and humiliating performance. Considering at the start of the season we were, hyping up the Galacticos, the whole world should be scared of Real Madrid now. The prime Real Madrid is coming back. The Los Blancos, we were hyping up so much, and yet, this is how the season is going. We have lost the Copa del Rey. No, not the Copa del Rey yet. We have not lost it yet, because I believe they are not winning against Barcelona. They are not gonna win against Barcelona with that side who has thrashed us both 4-0 in the La Liga and 5-2 in the Super Cup. Yeah, I don't think so. They're gonna beat that team specifically. But that's match to see for the other day, which is I believe 26th April, 8 days from now on. So we need to tune in for that. Uh, what was I saying? Yeah, so we have Copa del Rey incoming, we have a La Liga title race coming, we have a potential El Clasico title decider, which is on May 11th. That is if Madrid does not continue to drop points or lose points in the upcoming matches they have, as well as Barcelona. Apart from that, the Champions League, we we have 15 Champions League, I would say. I'm not saying it in a way that Arsenal say that what do you have? You lost to a team that has zero Champions League. Well, over the years, I don't think you ever even qualified for the quarterfinals. So this is your first time in like what ages, I think. So yeah, pretty much good for you to boast about the Champions League reaching to the quarterfinals. But keep in mind, you are facing PSG, and PSG, we have seen the way they have performed the entire season. They are out for blood ever since, it's been a reverse situation. Ever since we thought Mbappe came into Real Madrid and PSG lost him, we thought PSG was finished because he was the main like star boy over there. But as soon as bro came into PSG, I mean, sorry, he came into Real Madrid and left PSG. PSG qualified and Real Madrid got knocked out. And I think PSG was trying to send a message, like, it's the team. Okay, and honestly, the team chemistry in PSG, Dyer is there, Dembele is there, and a person with the letter K. Okay, I can't pronounce his name, I'm very sorry. Kwarnisheli something. I can't really pronounce his name, I'm sorry. But their goalkeeper Donnarumma, exceptional on the field. Against Aston Villa, the way he made those, you know, the way he saved the matches, the way he saved the shots on target, the way Aston Villa kept attacking. And this is also another point. Aston Villa still gave hope to their fans that they were gonna come back. They showed fight. Dortmund against Barcelona, the second leg, they showed a fight. Guirassy, a hat trick, wonderful. Credit to him. But since they scored an own goal, I felt like that's where they lost the match. They couldn't have scored two goals within like 2 minutes or like 5 minutes they had left. Uh, Nonetheless, they showed a fight. Aston Villa showed a fight, and here's Real Madrid just depending on one Saliba mistake, and Vinny Jr. just nets it in. And Vinny Jr. is acting like there's still a comeback left, which I'll honestly say I believed there was gonna be a comeback at that moment. Three goals we could have put in the last like 24 minutes, but no. Madrid just continued to shit, and they gave a goal in the last minute of the game. And now Arsenal fans are flying, saying, Bernabeu roof was closed. Where was Mbappe? Where was the comeback? Where was Remontada? And all of that. And yeah, pretty embarrassing and humiliating defeat for all Madristas out there. A tough week for us, but inshallah we'll hope to bounce back. Honestly, my decision, my decision is still the same. I don't think Madrid is gonna win any trophy this season. They are not gonna win the Copa del Rey. Neither are they gonna win the La Liga. La Liga, they just might have a chance if Barcelona drops points, and if in the El Clasico title decider match they somehow miraculously draw with us or lose against us, which is a 0.1% chance of happening. If that happens, then I think there might just be a chance they just win the La Liga. Copa del Rey, I have no hope for because we're up against Barcelona. Let's be honest, they are not gonna let us win a match, especially if it's a title match. And we have seen what they did to us in Super Cup, and it was pretty embarrassing. So apart from that, yeah, so that's it with the Madrid knocked out of the UCL. That's it for the tough week for Madrid fans. So with my interest in this sport, specifically football, actually, you may wonder when did I start it? When did I start watching football, or why did I start supporting Real Madrid at the moment? But I would say I don't remember exactly which match did I watch um first, because I think I was just like 7 or 8 years old at that time. It was like, no, I was 6 or 7 at that time, not 7 or 8. I remember it was 2013 or 2012. My brother, which is a which is a who is a which is a sorry about the stutter, who is a Barcelona fan, and he has been watching Barca since I think my age or less than that. Apparently, I think he was like 14 or 15 when he started watching Barcelona play and supported them. So yeah, so he was watching this match. It was Barcelona versus Real Madrid, and I was pretty interested in watching the match. And I was like, oh, who's the blue team? Who's the white team over there? He's like, he says the name of the team. I'm like, oh, okay, nice. And although I was a kid, I don't remember that much of what happened in the game, but I pretty much remember the comeback Ronaldo did that game. It was, and pretty much it was one of the game. It was 2012 or 2013. He hit the Calma, the last minute, not the last minute goal, the last goal he scored for Real Madrid to end the game. It was 2-1 against Barcelona. That was one comeback I remembered, and then I started liking, Ronaldo. Ronaldo's my idol. I prefer him or Messi. Messi just no. Ronaldo over Messi anytime. Even though you might argue he has more Ballon d'Ors, he has a World Cup, he has more of a play style. I'll just put it into a simple word. Messi. Okay, fine. I do admit he is a goat player. He's a goated player out there. He has skill. He has talent. He has, you know, all the gift given by God to him. But he was not as hardworking. Obviously, every football player is a hardworking. Every athlete is a hardworking person in their life. But I feel like he got things too easily. Meanwhile, Ronaldo had to work for those things while in his teenage years and his, prime years. 2008 Man United Ronaldo, if you remember, the best season a Premier League player could ever have. He won the Ballon d'Or, he won the Premier League, he won the Golden Boot, he won the Player of the Matches, and all of that. That was an exceptional season. No one can beat that season, I'm telling you. Not even 2009 Messi. You can argue with me all you want. 2009 Messi cannot beat 2008 Ronaldo prime in Man United. And so that's when I got to know about this man. The way he used to play, the way he shows that type of aggression, the way he shows that mindset on the pitch, to his rivals, to the team, to the type of energy he puts on the field. That's something I really liked about Ronaldo more than Messi. I'm not saying Messi did not have the same thing or intent as Ronaldo, but I just liked his play style more. His dribbles, his ability to shoot goals with his left foot, right foot, head, bicycle, and all of that he has done in his career. So that is that. So that's the first match I watched, and since then I was like, "Oh, okay, so he's a great player, and the team is also really great." But turns out I didn't know about this, and then I later found out that 2009 when he debuted for Real Madrid after 2008, a wonderful season for Man United. Barca won the treble that season with the Iniesta, with Messi, with Neymar, with Xavi, and they were unstoppable. Okay, and no one could have thought ever in history Real Madrid will beat the type of team Barcelona was at that time. But there was intense rivalry over the years. There was 2013, 2014, 2015. 2015, okay, fine. 2015, I'll admit again, Barca won the treble. Prime Minister was in the, play, tiki taka, and all of that. And they won the treble at that time. And that was the last time they won the Champions League. FYI, they have not won the Champions League within 10 years now. And so maybe who knows? This year might be the one for them to win the Champions League, or might not be the season for them to win the Champions League. And apart from that, yeah. So like I was saying, I started watching in 2013 again. Not properly. I have not watched matches properly at that time. 2014 World Cup final, Germany versus Argentina. Argentina lost. That I saw a glimpse of it. Messi heartbroken. And then I witnessed you know, 2013, I'm pretty sure 2013, Madrid won the last Champions League, I believe, against, I think it was Atletico, right? After extra time, they won 4-1 or something like that. Uh, yeah, and then the 2014-15 season, Barcelona won the treble. 2015-16, you know, this was the controversial, you know, calls that were made, and, you know, corruption, you know, robbery they were saying against Atletico we made. And at this point, I'll just say what happened happened. You cannot change what happened back then. And then, you know, three-peat UCL titles back to back. Ronaldo promising for the comebacks after the 2015 heartbreak. And since then, we won against Atletico twice in the Champions League final. We won against Juventus and we won against Liverpool. And yeah, that was it, I think. Yeah, that was it. And that was the end of the BBC era. Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano Ronaldo. And that was a heartbreaking moment for everyone out there. Apart from that, rewinding, let's rewind to 2016 Euros when it was Portugal versus France. Yeah, Portugal. Yeah, Portugal versus France Euro final 2016. Ronaldo was injured in the final. He still motivated his team to go forward, to push, to fight with all the intent, you know, to win the cup. And I'll say this: he is the best player Portugal has at the moment. Even though you look at his performance and you be like, you know, Portugal just remove him. May I remind you, he's the only one who uplifted the legacy Portugal only had. Portugal had nothing before he came, and when he came, he at least made them win a Euro match, a Euro final, a Euro Cup. Before that, Portugal was nothing. They were nothing without Ronaldo. And the way he made Portugal a dominant type of team for some years. I'll only say the only problem Portugal has is the team chemistry. They don't have coordination. They don't have, you know, the strategies. Otherwise, if that was the case, they would have easily beaten Morocco in the 2022 World Cup semi, not semi, quarterfinal, my bad. The quarterfinal. And, you know, Ronaldo would not have to have, you know, left heartbroken at that game. But that happened, and then Morocco went on to face France. France won, and then Argentina faced Croatia. They won against them, and then Netherlands. That happened, and so Argentina, France. You know, the I pretty much sure the best World Cup final in history. Argentina 2, Mbappe 2, Argentina 3, Mbappe 3. It goes to extra time. It goes to penalties, and, you know, the golden dream of Lionel Messi. He achieves a World Cup under his name, and so congrats to him for that. But again, Mbappe, one man army he faced. It was Mbappe versus Argentina that day. It was not France versus Argentina at all. Even though, even though two penalties and one shot on target, that is still some effort. You should count for him. That is still some display he showed to fight back against Argentina, which were edged to win the World Cup that year. They were favorites to win the World Cup that year, even though they lost to Saudi the first match. But then they came back to back wins, and then, you know, they just win the World Cup. They just took the World Cup home. And so 2022 World Cup, Ronaldo heartbroken Portugal team again with that, and now we have the UEFA Nations League, which Portugal has qualified for the semis, which they will face Germany, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, yes. Germany, yes. And Spain is gonna face France again in the semi-final to see who faces who in the final. And honestly, I don't think Portugal is gonna go through this game. They barely made it through the last game against, I think it was Denmark. If I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember exactly, but They barely made it through them, and now they are going against Germany, who's a strong team in the Nations League out there, and in the Euros they displayed something until Spain knocked them out in a controversial game. That was the 2024 Euros, which they faced. So there is that thing. Kukurea handball, we all saw that, but they were saying Jamal Musiala was offside prior to that. So it was a controversial call that day, but it was the last international game for Tony Cruz, the legend himself, who retired after the Real Madrid 2024 season. And honestly, we miss the dude, man. This entire season it proved who we were missing, who gave those sniper passes, the sniper free kicks, the longevity. Even though Luka Modric has the longevity more than Toni Kroos, I would say, and the amount of passion he showed in his final season, I would say that, man, we miss Toni Kroos a lot, man. And I just wish he would come back one day. So yeah, so you know that was the last season for him internationally and club for the club Real Madrid. And so now reminding back to, yeah, why I chose Madrid. It's not because of a glory hunter, to be exact. Not really a glory hunter, because what they say, the Madrid fans. What they say for Madrid fans. Mostly glory hunters. They just went for trophies, corruption in the trophies, and all of that, etc., etc. Yeah, I was not one of them. I just genuinely loved watching Ronaldo play for Real Madrid. The team giving passion, the team giving comebacks. 2022 prime Benzema in the club. Ramadan Benzema, also we know as, him winning the Ballon d'Or that season was really justified. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it I want to say about Real Madrid and the club and the team. Um, Apart from that, what more do I want to say? It's the first time we're doing a, what do you say, solo podcasting. So do not mind the the mid interruption, because I do not know what else to say apparently. Okay, I think we can move on to the fact how Real Madrid has come over the years. They have won three Champions League titles back to back. They have defeated Barcelona, crushed Barcelona at home many times. Before you bring up the fact Lionel Messi making a comeback at the Bernabeu, I will say the fact that Ronaldo did that way better and way earlier than Messi when he silenced the Camp Nou with his Calma Calma and edged the victory. I think it was 2017 or 2016 at that time. Yeah, something like that. There is that thing over there. There is that thing. And then Bellingham performing the same thing in the 2023, yeah, 2023 one. And so uh, it's a disappointment how a team like this performs comebacks against Man City. Okay, it's the same thing. The first year they performed the comeback, the second year they got thrashed 5-1 exactly. Then the next season again they make a comeback and they win. And this is also a conspiracy theory many people are throwing at everyone, is that we came back 2-2. We came back against Man City in the year 2022, and then we won the Champions League that season. 2023 we got thrashed by Man City 5-1, and then it was the English side obviously. Next year we won the Champions League again, same chronology. 2025 we get thrashed by an English club 5-1 on aggregate, and next year we could potentially be winning the Champions League, although it's a very delusional term to say that Real Madrid is going to win the next year Champions League. because Carlo Ancelotti is rumored to be leaving after the Copa del Rey. Your rumors are either Jurgen Klopp is gonna come or is gonna be Xabi Alonso, another Real Madrid legend, coming back to coach the team after the legendary Zinedine Zidane. Man, you can't forget the player he was for Real Madrid, the player he was for France. In my opinion, he was better than Thierry Henry in France in terms of better play style, better attacker, better striker, and he was more better. Thierry Henry, on the other hand, I would say he was fast, he was passionate, he was aggressive. He proved at his time people were wrong in his prime Arsenal days. Him against Ronaldo, Man United, and he's always had beef with Ronaldo for some reason. Always because he was all just because in 2008 Man United was the goated team, the prime team under Sir Alex Ferguson, who's a goated manager as well. He just got pissed that Ronaldo was being better at that time, and he's still pissed because he's the top Premier League scorer of all time, top GPA of all time, according to a season which was 2008 season of his. And still, when he came back to Man United over the late years before he went, uh, before he went back to Juventus, and then he went to the Saudi League, or I think no, sorry, I think I'm saying it reverse, something like that, yeah. So then he went to the Saudi League, Al Nassr. He's playing, miraculously out there. He's enjoying football, but at the same time, he is showing that same passion and intent on the field with the team Al Nassr. He's carrying Al Nassr basically against Al Hilal, Al Ittihad. Al Ittihad have Karim Benzema, and another point, Al Ittihad, my dad watches a lot. He loves that team, and so we watch that at times as well, me and him. So it's like always whenever it's Al Nassr Al Ittihad match, my mom, my mom knows this is about to be a fire is about to break out in the house. Just evacuate everyone. And so my mom goes into another room. Okay, me and him are arguing in the hallway, discussing about the match, arguing over the match, who won the match, and all that. Recently, Al Ittihad won the match against Al Nassr. Um, you know, so he was teasing about that point, and yeah, so that's another thing I want to mention. So basically, this house of mine is filled with football fans. Well, technically, if you say house is filled with football fans, it's just me, my father, my elder brother, and also, yes, the point I was trying to remember for so long and I was being blank. Did I ever play football in my life? My brother asked me this question specifically. I think a week ago or a few days ago. He's like, "Have you ever played football in your life? Are you good at playing football?" So I said this thing that, would you believe me even if I said, any point about it? He's like, well, I don't know. At least tell me the thing. So if he's watching this, uh, I'll say that, and I think my dad is also unaware of this, but I have played when I was a junior, when I was in year 6 and 7. Apparently, I used to play football a lot with the friends, with competition, with rounds, tournaments, and all of that, etc., etc. So I have played that. And if you've asked what my role is, I'll say I played all positions. I've played a center, not a center, sorry. I've played goalkeeper, I've played center back, I've played CDM, I've played right wing, I've played striker, I've played left wing, um, left back, right back. Anywhere they would put me, I would have absolutely just demolished the pitch with the enemies over there. But the problem was, I used to get nerfed with the teammates. I used to have. I always used to get nerfed with the teammates. Nerfed basically in the sense I used to get bad teammates who didn't used to support me. Because the coach used to pick for us the teams, right? So yeah, it used to be like that. But over the time, I got in with the good team. We demolished. We had tough competitions with the more higher grades people, and we showed intent, we showed aggression, and that those were, man, the prime days I had. Those were the prime days I had in me, man, because 2019, 2018, when I was in sports, cricket and football, I used to, you know, I'd say that was a prime leg of 2008 United Ronaldo I had, which frankly, unfortunately, no one is aware of. Mostly most people are unaware of, and they won't believe it apparently, and I won't blame them because they have never heard of me playing enough football or cricket or extracurricular activities. They've not seen me do. They just think I was a nerd, and to be frankly honest, I was a nerd in year 6 and 7. Top grades in mathematics. I 100% did mathematics twice, year 6 and 7. So that happened. And Arabic, I was really good in Arabic at that time, because at that time only my father and me used to know Arabic, and me and him used to speak a lot. And so my elder brother, who was the Barca fan person, he says that, oh damn, he knows Arabic, damn, he's a very good local and all that. Although Alhamdulillah, mashallah, he knows Arabic very well now. He speaks fluently, he understands fluently. Meanwhile, my issue, honestly, is that before I used to speak properly, but now over the years I've not spoken Arabic with anyone a lot recently, but I understand it completely. The Arabic words, I fully understand them. The grammar, words, anything you say, I'll understand. But the way to speak it out to you, that's a little bit of an issue to me. Because although I understand it in my head, there's the thing that how do I say it to you? How do I use the specific words to say it to you? And even though in my year 10 and year 11 times where I was also good at Arabic, I used to help my friends like Mohsen and the other gang people in Arabic exams or Arabic homeworks or Arabic assignments, some stuffs like that. And my vocabulary is good, my understanding and knowledge of Arabic is good. The only problem is the speaking part, which inshallah in the future hopefully I will get better at it. So yeah, and that's the part I would say about football and cricket. I was an absolute menace in year 6 and 7. I used to be aggressive, I used to show no mercy to anyone. I used to perform very nicely, get good feedbacks, and and then suddenly, COVID happened, life went upside down. I lost the skills, I didn't get to practice with anyone, I didn't get to play with anyone over the years until recently. Well, although I've never played football since 2019, it's been 6 years since I've properly played a football match. And honestly, I'm saying I would love to get back onto football, training again, performing again as every position, and yeah, it kind of breaks the heart, knowing that you were that good at it before, and then suddenly you lose. But you know what they say: you may lose the skills, but you don't forget how to play the game. And so that's a case I am having right now. Although many people, I am pretty sure 90% of the viewers who know me personally, they will disagree with this fact, who will say, nah, we have seen you play, we know you are not as good. So I'll just say the point: you have not seen me in my prime days, and that's all I'll say. No one has seen how I have performed. Okay, those people who have seen, they don't know me anymore, I don't know them anymore, they are gone from my life. They know how much I used to destroy them, how much I used to make them, you know what is the term I would say, show them no mercy at football and cricket at once. Because a routine used to be that we used to have two breaks, obviously in year 6 and 7, each used to span up to like 30-35 minutes. So one break we used to play football match, one break we used to play a cricket match, right? And so both of the matches I used to give it my best. I had my arm injured, I had my leg injured, I had my knee injured, and I still played with all the passion and intent. And that's the thing I have. That's the love I have for sports. I have been watching it since I was a kid, including cricket. I have started watching since um, the the 2011 World Cup when Dhoni lifted the World Cup. I was 5 years old. My dad, he was screaming that Dhoni won the World Cup and all of that, lifted the trophy. 2013 ICC Champions Trophy. Then heartbreaks after heartbreaks kept happening after that. 2016 T20 World Cup. 2017 Champions Trophy lost to Pakistan, in which we hoped India was going to win with that side, but Mohammed Amir had other plans that day. And yeah, but honestly, the love I've had for both the sports, I cannot choose one. I cannot choose one, either to play or either to watch. I would happily and you know exciting in an excitement manner. I would do both of them any day. Um, just as long as I get back that same prime improvement, inshallah, I'll be uh, most probably doing that over the summers. Getting back to the entire person I used to be. So inshallah, we'll look into that. That's I would say, yeah, that's pretty much it for my love for football, the ranting about Madrid getting knocked out of Champions League. We'll come back stronger over the coming season. Hopefully, good things to come for the season. As the season has not yet ended, we still have two trophies, which I am still saying Copa del Rey. I have a delusion. I have Barca friend out there. I'm pretty sure. I think he's watching this. I won't mention his name yet. Um, so he goes like, you know, Barca, Real Madrid might win the Copa del Rey. I'm like, brother, have you seen how we got knocked out by Arsenal? Have you seen how we have been performing badly? We got wrecked twice by you. He's like, nah, third time's a charm. We are overhyping, we might get a downfall. I'm like, sure, bro. And so he is the only logical Barca friend out there. Well, apart from my brother, obviously. He also, but we don't discuss as much on Barcelona, except when we go for matches, to watch the matches, the Champions League matches, we discuss on that. And so him and my brother, basically the Barca people I have to deal with day to day after every goddamn match, because this guy, bro, I know you're watching this. This guy, as soon as a match ends of Real Madrid, whether it's a tie, whether it's a loss, or whether it's a win, he will comment or reply to my story, whatever I put, and he will do anything to just start talking about the topic. And honestly, even though as a Real Madrid or Barca person, it feels like, bro, just leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm really happy to have him as the only person I discuss the matches with, the controversies with, the you know the controversial calls made. Sometimes you go against, sometimes you side by, because it's in the end, Real Madrid and Barca, we are rivals, we are not enemies, even though I would never wish Barca to win anything in my life. But at times, it feels bad. I have felt bad when they got knocked out by PSG last season, even though they were in the lead. And then there was the Liverpool season where, Messi made the free kick. They were 3-0 up. Liverpool made the comeback. They were in the lead against Roma. They came back. They were in the lead against Juventus. Juventus came back. So I felt bad in these times when they got so close to clinching their sixth Champions League, but they kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it. So as a Madrista, I feel bad for Barca fans, not being able to win the six Champions League. But honestly, that feels like a skill issue on Barca's side. I'm about to I'm about to get a lot of targeted and a lot of hate in the comments. If a lot of Barca fans are there, if a lot of Madrista fans are there, please, I need you to defend me out there. And yeah, so that's all I'll say. And we have reached like 50 minutes. Okay, mashallah, I will admire myself like Farhan. Claps on you speaking 50 minutes on a podcast. Because I go from one bakwas to another, and I thought without Mohsen I won't be able to speak this long. Because he mostly sides, or he mostly, brings up points I can discuss on. And then, we make the conversations from that. So, but no, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, I have made it to 50 minutes. I'll just speak about like more 15 minutes, and then we can end this episode, which I have not yet decided, the name or the thumbnail or the title, something like that. So I'll work on that based on what I think the title should be and all of that. So I feel like I should have asked this question in the beginning, but how is everyone doing? How is the Yap It Up community doing? How's everyone's weekend going? How's their daily life going? Um, and speaking about the previous two videos, which I should have spoken in the first 10 or 15 minutes about. But yeah, so we can just start off by saying that thank you for the views again on the second episode. Uh, for the second episode, the love you gave, the views you gave, even though the views were half, exactly half, because the first episode had 72 views and the second episode just 36 views. But I'm not gonna complain, because like I said, even 10 views, even 15 views a day is alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, a lot. For people to know, for people to watch us, for people to admire us, to push us to keep going. That's all we need from you guys, to be honest. Apart from that, comments, video ideas for the next episode. Again, all of that I'm gonna repeat. Any video ideas, any um controversial theories, any support, any topic you want us to discuss on, because inshallah in the next episode I won't be doing a solo podcast. Mohsin will join back, I'm pretty sure. And what was I gonna say? We may just have a special guest with us in the next episode, the episode 4. Um, the fourth episode, yes, we just may have a guest with us. So wish us luck for that. Please, please, please give us a topic idea or anything like that in the DMs, my DMs, Mohsin's DMs, or this video's comments. Comment, like, and share. Subscribe to the channel. Keep on notifications to know when we're gonna upload. And yeah, to all Madristas out there, this is a special message for all of you, that this was a tough season for us, losing to Barca twice, getting knocked out of Champions League by Arsenal bottlers, Mikel Arteta. But I hope they get humbled by PSG. I am praying. Please, PSG, humble them up. They need it. They are just flying on the internet a lot after beating Real Madrid, who they think they're at their level. Even if Arsenal takes 20 or 15 years, they're never going to reach Real Madrid's level in the Champions League history, or even as a best team in the history, because the delusional level of Mikel Arteta, I must say, first working with Pep Guardiola in Man City for like 3 or 4 years, and then making his own club Arsenal, some kind of plot rivalry type storyline shit, the prodigal son return, something like that. And so he is delusional that with a huge point difference in the Premier League against Liverpool and them, he thinks Arsenal is still going to win it, even though it's like only a few match days left before, you know, Liverpool just clinches the title away from Arsenal. So at first, because of at first the first match of Manchester City and Arsenal, when Erling Haaland told them to stay humble, and I found that disrespectful, and I prayed Arsenal was gonna kick their ass in the next match, and they did. But ever since then, Arsenal have flying very highly, and I feel like their wings should be cut, to be honest. So yeah, um, thank you. We still have like 5 more minutes, but I just like to say thank you for reaching till the end, for listening to my Pakwasgiri or Yap It Up, as you say. Even though some of you may not have any knowledge about what I'm saying, most of you may have some knowledge about what I'm saying about football and all of that. But I just hope you loved hearing my backstory. Those who got to the backstory part in the video, if you believe me, you believe me. Thank you for that. If you don't believe me, well, I can't prove it to you unless someday I might show what I'm capable of someday. Um, but as of now, it's not that type of situation that I would show, you know, the prime Farhan days of football and cricket. So and yeah, so once again, thank you so much for tuning into this episode and listening to the end. Like, share, and subscribe. And question for the day: um, uh, do comment it or do DM it out to us. What is your favorite football club, and why do you like watching them or love watching them? In the sense. So yeah, you might as well comment that. If you're a Madrista, just drop Hala Madrid, and I will understand that there are people out there still praying for Madrid's comeback. We have had a downfall really bad this season, I must say. Believing Mbappe was gonna come, change the world, the whole world would be ready, but no, Mbappe was just okay. I won't honestly blame Mbappe because 2009 Ronaldo was the same. Everyone expected him to perform like his prime, but it's like that when you change clubs, when you first change clubs in the first time in your life. Mbappe, his whole life he was in I believe first he started Monaco and then he went to PSG directly and then he started with Messi, Neymar, Sergio Ramos, Suarez, and so that type of team was the unbeatable team. But apparently they didn't qualify. They didn't qualify as soon as Messi went, and then PSG started qualifying for the Champions League and all of that. So I'm not targeting again. I am not targeting Messi for not doing good. Honestly, there was no team chemistry. There was no team chemistry between Mbappe, Messi, and Neymar at that time. So you can't blame him. You just can't blame him for that type of season he had. So uh, yeah. So sorry for the again the blank zone. No idea what to say. This is honestly the first solo podcast I've had. Inshallah, maybe in the future, if you guys want me to personally do a solo podcast like this on any topic, do comment and let me know. Whereas if a duo podcast is a duo podcast, obviously it's a duo podcast between me and Mohsin. I'm sorry, with me and Mohsin. So it feels like but sometimes like Mohsin himself said when I texted him in the morning, he's like, if you want, you do the solo podcast by yourself. I'm like, oh, okay, fine, I'll just do the solo podcast. So thanks Mohsin. Thanks Mohsin for giving me this opportunity. to speak up for this long, and I am really surprised I spoke this long in a very unusual environment. And honestly, I haven't had like a cup of tea yet, guys. Can you see the dedication? Can you see the dedication? I have not had my cup of tea in the morning, and I just started the podcast because what I say, man, this type of podcast people, I don't think you'll find them ever. So do cherish them while you have them. Yeah, jokes, no so jokes. Guys, don't take it seriously. But yeah, so inshallah, do comment, do DM anything you guys have. Give a feedback of this video, how you felt it, the first solo podcast of mine. Inshallah, maybe many more in the future if sometimes Mohsin isn't available. Like he said, in June he's not going to be available due to some his personal issues or like personal things he has going on in June. So if in June you want to see me upload a bunch of whole solo podcast for the entire maybe not a full June month, a half of a June month, because like I said, I'll be focusing on some other things at the over the summers, inshallah. So let's just see how that goes. But if you really liked and loved this episode of me speaking about football, Real Madrid, my love for football, my passion for football, the way I used to play it, the way I used to watch the games and all of that, so do let me know. And thank you for listening till this far of the episode. Uh yeah, so have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. Keep enjoying the episodes we make for you, because honestly, we would not be here without you. I would not be here without you personally. So, yeah, thank you. Take care. And I will see you all in the next one, or we will see you all in the next one with a special guest in the episode 4. Again, most probably. And for episode 4, again, please drop any comment, please drop any theories you have in my DMs and Mohsin DMs about what topic you want us to discuss, about what topic you want us to discuss next. We would really appreciate it. Give this video lots of love, lots of comments, lots of views again. And inshallah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and Allah Hafiz.